70 out of 100 games on the ladder, on legend level. And I had
70%.
I had over 70% within the 80 games. And,
okay.
And then for some small amount of games, I dropped like to 68. Then it counted, so I lost. And then I went over 70% again, like on the last day of ladder. So I was really unlucky, guys.
Okay, and that's why your hair is purple.
That's how it works, right? You cannot lose like unless you are unlucky.
I don't know what that feels like. I just lose.
I'm just always lucky. I know.
So you're always unlucky. That's how it works.
Yeah. Thanks. I feel a lot better now. Torlk going to be taking on Hafu here, and I don't recall having seen Torlk in a tournament myself.
Yeah, he comes from the French scene, so he's kind of. They have a lot of their own little like exclusive events where they have their own community. Their community is actually like really well built up, and they got a lot of Hearthstone action going on within it. But they don't travel outside their community too much.
Yeah, like once I was playing Torlk and I was like, who is this guy? And then I checked his Twitter and he has more followers than the Czech Republic has inhabitants. So like, it was so weird.
Right. Dragon Priest up
Dragon
against...
Priest versus Druid.
How do you feel this matchup breaks down?
Well, like, it depends on which kind of Druid it is, right? It could be...
Well, it looks like a Coon Druid.
Coon Druid, the full combo.
The Coon combo is usually designated right off the bat by the Druid of the Claw. I haven't seen that in really any other Druid builds except from the Coon combo Druids.
I am a little bit curious with the Defender of Argus if this is ever a Reno build.
No. Defender of Argus was made popular by Tice, actually, in the last tournament that happened 3 days ago. The Esports Superstars. Yeah, it looks like Torlk is also
good to run 1/4 for 2 mana?
That's what I'm wondering.
Isn't it better to run some dragons? Like
no. He's got to get the brand down next turn. He's tempo branding 100%, and then he's playing the Argus down. You want to hope to have 2 targets to hit it. Like the curve's one-dimensional right now. Unless he's trying to play off the top of his deck, he's got to do this. He has to put pressure on the Druid. Whether it's Jade or Coon, if you're not pressuring the Druid, you're going to give them time to develop their either Jade counter, and then you're screwed if it gets too big, or develop into their Coon combo, and if they get that, you're screwed.
Well,
so
you're pretty much screwed right here then.
This is a bummer. This is not what he wanted to happen.
Okay,
but
so now you can just develop the brand and let it die for free? Yeah, it's perfect.
This is brutal.
Yeah, this is a losing game so far.
Torlk is supposed to be the aggro deck, basically.
Yeah.
As weird as that is, you have to aggro Priest in these matchups, which isn't that bad because Priest is actually pretty good at going aggressive, but not against Druid of the Claw. The Bear stops everything. Like, Bear Force 1, and it's all done.
This is perfect.
So what you do, you just like concede here, or?
No, you gotta sack. I think you might have to sack the brand still, because you gotta get Argus value next turn, right? You gotta get something going on, and that'll get the 1/4 up until like 5 attacks. So assuming your opponent maybe whiffs, doesn't ping the minion, then you can kind of force their turn 4 to be a little bit awkward. But right now, your hand's not doing anything. You gotta kill this bear, and so Brand's on a mission. He's going in there for the sacrifice play.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this is like a 3 for 2, and one of the cards you're giving away is a Wormrest Agent. So you're not giving away like too much to do this. At least that's your hope.
Yeah.
So when Feral Rage is used here, the hope is now quickly dwindling.
Yeah, you were hoping they had nothing, and they had something.
And
so
that's
dead.
not something.
And another great card. So what you develop here? 2 free or?
You got a tempo Argus. This is...
Torlk just snapped past.
Yeah,
he just instantly passed. And I think this may be like about as close to a concession as you get this game.
Holy smokes.
But
Ragnaros. He's got...
But now there is a pure value. Oh, he didn't Defender?
No, he didn't even Defender last turn. He's passing it. He's given
but
up
now
on
he could buff the Drake.
He's given up on the rush plan. He's trying to come up with a new alternative line here. The alternative line here is
the potion.
Dragonfire Potion.
Yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't have Shadow Word Azure Drake to go with this. So the card
you don't kill the Azure Drake. It's kind of pity.
Yeah, the card that's been a nightmare for Priests for 3 years now, still kind of a nightmare here.
Oh yeah, it's just the worst for Priest. But that's why I've seen even like a lot of Priest players, because of the aggressive style of Priest, have been cutting Dragonfire Potion and instead opting for Holy Nova, because it works with, if you have board control, a lot better than even Dragonfire Potion. But yeah, this Coon Druid deck is probably the best deck in the metagame against Priest, honestly.
Do you have a lot of experience with this, Stan?
With Priest?
No, with the Coon Druid?
With Coon Druid, no. Like, the deck is so bad, like, why would I run it?
It's
well, like, no, you can deal a lot of damage. Like, if you survive till turn 30, you can set up a really big combo with Aviana, Coon, then Alexstrasza, then Malygos, and then deal like a lot of damage.
So what in your opinion is making it kind of weak? Because it feels like you just don't like the build that much.
Like, I just feel the deck is too slow. Like
Yeah.
you run cards like Aviana, and yeah, it's like sometimes good, but sometimes it's just 5/5 for 9 mana, and it's like so unstable. And you know, obviously the deck is good if your opponent doesn't play anything. And
Well, the deck is sick against, like, Reno Lock it can perform quite well against, and against Priest it's insane because you have 2 Druid of the Claws in your build and 2 Azure Drakes. And, you know, regardless of what the rest of the deck does, if you have 2 Druid of the Claws and 2 Azure Drakes, you're going to be favored against Priest. That's just kind of how
Are
that
you?
breaks down. Pretty much. I mean, obviously you're not playing like it's Murloc Tiny Fin. You know, if you have a real deck.
well, it's probably better to play like Tiny Marlocks than Aviana against
No.
Prey.
It's the combo, though, the one problem I have with it is that if Aviana or Kun is buried in your deck, so let's say either Aviana or Kun is in your bottom, say, 8 cards, you can't combo for, like, ever. So, like, that's a big drawback of the deck. But if Aviana and Kun are not in your bottom 8 and not in your top 8, but both somewhere in the
Exactly.
middle, exactly both in the middle, then this deck can nut draw and destroy almost anything.
Okay, so if you can stack up your deck, you can win.
Sure, yeah.
That's very good deck. Like if
No.
you,
But it has. All right, so this is why I like it in the last year's standing format, kind of. I personally think Jade Druid's a stronger version of Druid at the moment. But if you are going to go with Kun Druid, one of the big strengths of it, and you know Hafu has right here, is that it can beat specific matchups like Priest and Reno Lock, so you can target those, and it can literally beat anything if you draw right with it. So, like, even against the Rogue, right now, she's already got the Wild Growth, she's starting to ramp up, she's got the Fandral out there. If she gets, like, another ramp card or just continues going and finds Kun and gets Aviana Kun on exactly 10, then she wins. It doesn't matter the fact that Rogue is super favored against Druid. It has the ability to high roll, which when your opponent gets to counter Q you, being able to high roll is actually an important factor to include into your deck lineup.
Speaking of high rolls.
Yeah, this is
pretty good value.
it's gonna.
Well, the Nourish probably would be slightly better, but
Yeah.
like I think Hafu
I don't know. I think Drew the Claw is.
Well, if you want the best possible high roll, it would be Nourish
Into
into Wrath.
Wrath,
Yeah,
yeah.
obviously, and then you know you can't lose from that position.
Yeah, I'm not Stan Sifka though, so I can't draw that way.
Yeah, it's true.
You kill the Tomb Pillager here, right? Sap is like brutal here.
Sap is brutal. Yeah, Sap will destroy you, and the damage is irrelevant. You're gonna do a bajillion damage once you reach the combo.
Like how you mean irrelevant? It's good to deal damage.
Yeah, but I mean it's less relevant, I think, than it would be. I think.
Hafu's doing it. Feels like a very like greedy
It's-
play.
yeah, it's-
And she knows there's no sap.
She
so
knows
it
there's no
makes a lot
sap
of
because the
sense.
Fandral wasn't sapped. She knows there's no Shadow Strike, but there's like always the potential that
I
these
don't-
cards get drawn.
I don't know if there's no sap there. I think Tomb Pillager and a Fandrel's fine.
Yeah, obviously we would play Pillager over.
Because if you
yeah.
sap the Fandrel, it's just coming down again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the sap could come down. Yeah.
Yeah, so this was a huge risk there by Hafu to try and gain this 4 damage, and she
No
gains the
backstab
4
here either.
damage. Yeah, backstab's
So
also.
we took 4 damage instead of backstabbing after Hafu already attacked. That feels a little bit greedy as well.
It's a little bit greedy, but I wouldn't say the damage doesn't matter. Like
Well,
it's not.
now
sure.
that it's connected twice, the damage is a lot more relevant, right?
Yeah.
And you got to factor in sometimes the Kundruids run Starfire, I guess. So you know if you got Starfire in the build, then you're already looking at 8 damage in the hand with a lot more potential gas rolling out.
And also against Rogue, let's say if you deal some damage, then they cannot utilize the weapon as a removal. So let's say now, other backstab, like do you want to take another 4? Probably you need to, but
You have to, yeah. You don't really got a choice in the matter, huh?
I think you could prep a Vis here sometimes, but with the Gadget Sand in hand, it makes a lot less sense.
Yeah.
2 Gadget Sands, though, down to 15. Like, this is going to be tough for Torlk to win this.
15 is fine for now. It only gets scary if
In
Hafu
hand.
picks up like the Malagos.
It's 10 in hand for Hafu right now.
Yeah, but where's the rest coming from?
well, you can just deal 10 and hope to draw another swipe.
That might
It's
be
actually not that unreasonable because like
Well, you wouldn't do 10. You'd squeeze in the hero power, right?
you
Yeah,
can
I
just
think a mulch
mulch
here.
here and hero power.
Yeah, mulch hero powers.
And keep all the resources. Or
like
the
it.
other option is just to deal with the board and try to play a longer game.
The other thing is, too,
Well-
Malagos can sometimes be an out here as well. If Hafu gets to 10,
But now there's a decision. Like you either like play the resource
Yeah.
battle, or you just hope you will burn the rogue
And-
down. And I would prefer this option. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Hafu's decision as well, just going for the aggressive
She's missing
route.
4, and it's like there's a lot of damage in her deck. So
Yeah, exactly. And
there's no heal in a rogue deck and no town. So
there's no minions in your hand if you try and go for the resource battle, so
Yeah.
you'll likely fall behind in the resource battle.
is this a backstab on your own Blood Sail Corsair? Or is it Cold Blood?
I think you maybe just play the...
I would prep
Blood
Evis
Coaster.
maybe.
You wouldn't go that fast?
Maybe.
You did see the mulch, right? So you can take a read on your opponent's hand that they have a lot of burn. Going that fast.
But you can go cold bot on this guy. So.
You never prep a cold blood. You get another gadget. I like holding the tools to react
Yeah,
to
you
what they
can
develop.
just hold everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second gadget's why you're not going off here.
Yeah. If you didn't have second gadget, you would go off. You wouldn't play the pirate. You'd fish for the conceal, right? So you'd be prepavising the face and then trying to find
So
the
what now?
conceal.
What
Azure
now?
Drake's really interesting. This is
It's 2 damage potentially, right?
yeah. So it's Living Roots plus the hero power on this turn, and you get a card deeper. I think Hafu should be really looking at going for.
Is that a lethal setup, right? So you do 5 this turn.
Well, you
and then-
you can still swipe the gadget son and
Yeah.
hero power do 1/2 away, and then next turn you can play Azure. Because you buy a lot of time.
I don't know. I think Azure
But
Living
Azure,
Roots.
Azure here is fine because if you pick up inner way, then you can just swipe.
Moonfire will give you
Moonfire is
lethal as
fine,
well.
Yeah. Like Azure Develop is also an option here.
Yeah. I think it's definitely Azure Drake here, and you ignore the gadget sand because any source of damage wins Hafu the game at this point.
Okay. See how that unfolds. Moonfire is a card they've been cutting a lot.
Oh.
Okay.
There it is.
So we go face.
That's enough damage,
we
right?
Go face,
Yeah.
Yep. So Torlk's gonna need to be able to kill Hafu.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Six-
Yeah, good luck.
6 on board.
Good
Hafu's
luck.
at 30. Hey, you only need 25 extra damage from hand this
Yeah,
turn.
it's fine.
Well,
it's no problem. Yeah.
Depending on the amount of counterfeit coins, is it possible, right?
Is it?
Leroy could be in there.
With 2 preps,
Oh.
Leroy, double cold blood, double abyss.
But
Like
he
it's
should
possible.
do it fast, right? He
Yeah,
needs
he
to play
needs
like
to go now.
25 cards to do it. so-
Backstab Drake, go.
Go, fast.
He may not be able to take the read that he's dead, but Hafu's been holding these 3 cards the entire
I
game.
think with Hafu, Moonfire, Living Roots,
Well,
you
Instead of the gadget,
There's a
take the
good
read.
suggestion you're gonna die. Like,
yeah. All right.
she could kill the gadget
South
son
Sea.
and
South Sea, interesting. Maybe he's not running the Leroy.
Is there a Faceless in here, maybe?
Maybe
Cold Blood?
faceless, yeah. If then he should have saved the cold blood. That is got to be Prepavis
Right.
the face. If he plays Thalnos, he can no longer play Leroy Jenkins if he draws it, but maybe not in a
maybe
build.
he's not running it.
Yeah.
So. But he kind of needs to put up the dagger to have a charge on deck hand if he want to like deal the damage.
Oh, that's true, too. Yeah, he'd have to have the dagger out.
Okay. It's Barnes. It could be Malygos.
Maybe Malagos, yeah.
But now with second prep gone, you just
Yeah,
don't
with
have
second
damage
prep
there.
done, it's just not possible anymore, right? Yeah.
Yeah, plus questing in there. There's definitely no Leroy.
So
Yeah.
he will just go with Big Edwin and set up lethal for next turn, but it will be too little too late.
Yeah, strong from Hafu to play for the damage there. That was really what needed to happen because she was not winning a value game.
Definitely not. Wild Pyromancer.
Pyromancer, wow.
That's the deal with
Help
aggro
you
builds.
survive that late game where you can get that Coon combo
I'll
off.
tell you what, Wild Pyromancer Moonfire does kill a Tiny Buccaneer turn.
That it does.
2-0.
Pretty easy.
Yeah.
You just play
terrible,
Wild
though.
Grow and win. Like, that's how it works with Druids, right? So that was the 4 face damage with the Druid of the Claw you didn't
Yep.
like.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
let me see.
That's true. The 4 face damage paid off.
And that backstab didn't really do much.
But granted, if you didn't take the 4 face damage, you're a lot less vulnerable against sap and stuff. But when it turns out that your hand was going for the damage game the whole time, that's a good play by Hafu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Pirate Warrior is Torlk's third deck, so he actually queued up Druid instead of Pirate Warrior.
Or Rogue, yeah.
I'm sorry, Rogue instead of Pirate Warrior into Druid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it makes a lot of sense, I would say.
I don't know. Against the Coon Druid, though, Pirate Warrior may be a little bit better.
I feel the Rogue is so good in general.
Yeah, the Rogue is really good as
Like,
well.
both are good, so.
Yeah.
I guess it
But
comes down to
maybe
the rest
not
of the
good enough.
matchups.
We will see, yeah.
Like, Rogue is worse versus Hafu Shaman, so I imagine that's why he wanted to go with Rogue
Yeah.
here.
Sure.
But this start, holy moly.
Yeah, this is going to be tough for Druid to come back.
This is aggressive.
The Druid deck is pretty slow, and the Pirate deck is very fast.
Yeah, the thing to look at here is with Hafu having Wrath in hand, should she have ever coined this Wild Growth, gone into Living Roots, and then had hopes to draw something
it was
afterwards?
definitely worth considering, like, coin out the Wild Grow. I would probably go for it
I would
because...
coin the Wild Growth too, yeah, but
Yeah.
she's
Maybe
got
she-
a plan for this coin. Maybe really wants to be able to coin
It's still, I mean,
swipe or something.
I don't think you can rev here. Like, if you've read here, then you can obviously clear with the coin swipe next turn, but...
I mean, you got to be worried
then
about
your next
frothing
turn
and
will
stuff.
be like that. So if you just Valgro here...
The question for me is, can Hafu beat Bloodsail Cultist or Frothing Berserker from this position? And I don't think she can, so I think that she's got to go for Wild Growth here and hope for the best.
Or she can pick up a Moonfire and have a clear.
Well, now she can maybe even charge the cat into the frothing.
That looks like the play to me.
Well, now with the living roots, actually. Gets
No,
the
no,
full
no. You
clear.
need to keep the Druid of the Claw as a taunt for late game too.
Okay. So
Really.
the
So
living roots is the magic draw here.
I would just clear here with the swipe and living roots and then play the 4/6.
If you don't draw the living roots here, do you do the same play?
then it would suck, yeah, obviously. But I would probably just do the swipe.
Whoa.
Whoa.
This is really slow.
It's kind of greedy, I would say.
Yeah, a little bit passive. She doesn't feel the pressure of the Pirates.
Yeah, like would you feel any pressure here?
Well, it is just a patches out. So I mean, she's trading.
She
life here is the problem.
also took like damage
She took
from
two
frauding.
additional damage from the
Yeah,
frothing.
well, one
one
additional
additional damage. Gets
And
to save the
kept the
swipe.
1/1. Like I feel like against aggro decks, you shouldn't be that careful with your resources, but you should just
does
put
let her-
everything in order to survive.
This does let her recover from like Sousy deckhands and stuff, though.
I guess.
And now the swipe will be juicy.
Will be juicy. Better than the Wrath, I guess.
I'm heroic striking.
Yeah, just deal 7.
Yeah, it's going one direction. I don't know. You lose the weapon for the pirate buff, though.
Yeah, Druid of the Claw. It's a little bit. Maybe that's a good reason to hold
Yep,
it.
sure. Makes sense to me. Yeah, but I would swing it. I'm too aggressive.
Yeah.
But good play there by Torlk, being nice and patient, making sure his Buccaneer is nice and charged up, and Hafu getting rewarded for holding on to that swipe.
Would he? No, he wouldn't have had lethal because he only has 5 mana. But double heroic strike on this is
Now,
Hafu is the hero power for the rest of the game every turn.
Yeah.
And she's gonna play Druid of the Claw here, I think,
And she did.
because you're dead to Arcanite Reaper
Yeah,
and Leroy afterwards. So it's 2 and 2 that you're dead to.
she's dead to
Yeah.
everything.
But,
Yeah.
So Torlk picking it up.
She was almost able to stabilize, just not quite.
unlucky.
Unlucky. No Innervate. Innervate's the card that makes that matchup go round.
How different would this have been if she swipes on the turn instead of hero powering the Frothing Berserker?
No, it would be much better. Yeah.
It would be pretty much the same. She would have...
She would have 3 extra, right? She took 2 from Frodo.
Well, she took 1 from Frothing.
Oh, yeah.
And then she took 1 from Patches. She had 2 extra else. She would have been at 5. And then she would have played Druid of the Claw. And then they would have Mortal Striked her down to 1. So...
That'd have been really close.
Maybe stabilized at 1 health or something.
That is crazy.
Yeah, but she would lose a town, so she would probably lose eventually to some
Yeah.
Reaper or something like this.
She probably dies at the end of the day.
Yeah, you have to draft yourself fair.
I do think it's still maybe better to use the swipe.
Yeah, the reason I'm thinking of the swipe is just because it's a heavier card.
Yeah. So you keep Wrath in your hand, which is more flexible while
Yeah,
developing
you just need to
things.
spend your cards in that matchup.
Yeah, most of the time it's better to play the more expensive cards than the 2 cheap cards, unless like it's too much better on the board to play.
Yeah,
2
could
cheap
have been
cards.
thinking about Kor'kron Elite too.
Okay.
But you have the Wrath for the Kor'kron Elite.
Yeah.
So, all right, game number 4 now, and that is an aggro shaman build.
Yeah, Pirates on Pirates. Both sides coming out of the gate.
Who's favored in this one?
Shaman.
Yeah.
Someone want to give you a breakdown here?
All right, well, the Shaman's got oftentimes Maelstrom Portal. They have the similar weapons, similar pirates. Maelstrom Portal's a huge help. 4 mana 7/7's a huge help. They also have taunts in the form of Feral Spirits, which are crazy strong. And if they get a head on board, they will never lose it, and they have the ability to continue buffing their board with things like Flame Tongue Totem, which are just absolutely nuts.
The card's just matching up better for shaman.
Yeah, the cards match up better because they have the AoE, the pirates don't have the AoE, and they have the taunts, the pirates don't have the taunts. So...
Stan, you had to play a 9-deck build not too long ago, and
Yeah.
you were playing mid-range shaman, if I recall.
Yeah.
How do you like that build?
Well, there are a lot of options to go with the Shaman. You can go for Jade Idol or like the Jade Golem's setup. You can go for aggressive version. Like there are so many options, and every version matchups completely different against all the decks. So it's pretty interesting, like what the people will bring here. Like the most common at the moment is the Face Shaman with the 7/7 and with the Pirate package, but it's not obvious whether it's like the best at the moment. So the meta is still not solved, which is pretty nice.
This is a brutal turn. Having to overload going into 4 with that hand.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. But at the same time, you're able to, value trade into this Frothing Berserker and
Now,
just keep trucking.
I'm curious if taking less damage there and having your Totem Golem at 1 health is a little bit better. Hafu's playing really, really liberally with her life total. is what it feels like in this
But
match.
once you set up a control over the board, then
They can't get any damage
they
done on you
cannot
anyway.
deal that much damage because you can raw or the taunt or
The
you have
taunt
feral
totem.
spirits and these kind of stuff. So
That taunt totem is brutal. I'll tell you what, Pirates loses a lot to that card, to that role.
I mean, Torlk's just already completely out of steam. The early game went in favor of the Shaman, as it usually does. They have just better early game cards.
Yeah, they have Totem Golem and Tunnel Trog in addition to.
and the weapons are incredible. Like, let's say if you compare the War Axe with the 2-2 weapon, most of the time the War Axe is better against the field, while in this matchup the 2-2 weapon is much better because you get an additional body, which is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is lights out.
Yeah, he's...
Hafu's at 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
all, he's just trying
maybe
more
Torlk
burn.
can sneak like 10 damage, but definitely not 20. So.
Yeah. 20 is usually a pretty big number to try and sneak by.
Sneaks by some face cards. Yeah.
He's Arcanite Reaper.
He needs more than Arcanite Reaper. Oof.
But another 7/7 setup is the lethal, right?
Oh, I forgot about the Tunnel Trog buff. It's like, well, she's got. Oh, nope, there's not another turn. That's a 5 power Trog.
Yeah, that is...
Yeah, Torlk is kind of good card.
20
1 mana,
damage on the
5
board.
free, it's decent, right?
Not even the taunt's going to stop that.
Wow, very quick match there. Hafu taking it 3 games to 1. And Kundra getting it done.
Yeah,
in this
that's
match.
good showing.
Good showing, okay.
Yeah.
Also pretty nice play, like the face all the time.
So the face was good, yeah?
Yeah, pushing the damage with the Druid of the Claw there made a huge difference.
Oh, yeah, they won her the game. Yeah, definitely
this
won her the
was
game. When she had Swipe Feral Rage in hand, and at that moment when that 4-6 was played, she decided to go face instead of taking the trade. She realized, my hands all burn. If I'm going to win this, it's not going to be trading. It's going to be by getting in the face damage. And she took a risk there, and that's what won her that match.
Yeah, the Mouch was really nice on Azure
Yeah.
over, like, let's say, using Swipe or these kind of things.
Yeah, so I think we were going to have Hafu. She quickly walked off
Yeah.
from...
Too good for an interview.
She
Just
don't wanna
dropped the
join us?
mic and
Oh my
ran
God.
out.
she's got stuff to do.
Stuff to do.
She's busy.
Yeah, she was playing poker,
Autographs
so
to
she
sign.
rather win some money than getting interviews.
Sure.
Definitely could have been it. But wow, I mean, is that the matches that we should be expecting throughout the course of this tournament? Should we expect them to go blistering fast? Is it just the product of this one of the decks they brought? Like, I don't want you guys to get too much into your strategies on the metagame, but what have you been seeing develop over the last couple of weeks here? Because it started out super fast, and then it slowed down a little bit, and now we're starting to see the mix of it.
Yeah, I think it's mainly mid-range decks now. I think those are the most common things you see on ladder nowadays. You got like all this sort of dragon decks, like all of the pirate decks. Everything started out pirate decks, and then everyone started putting dragon pirate decks to beat pirate decks, and then everyone started playing control decks to beat the dragon pirate decks. So it's been a nice little circlic meta going on, and then now I guess everyone's back towards the pirate decks. We've seen a lot of players bringing them now, and those will be extremely fast. But I guess it just depends what part of the circle people are bringing.
Come on over. Our headset's over on this side, so I think, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, just got a microphone.
Oh, you got a microphone.
I don't have
Sweet.
a headset though.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
Okay.
You can hear us, right?
Hi.
3-1. And very quickly.
Got pretty lucky. I mean,
No, we were
No, it was
pretty
I
good.
think you played pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank
The 4-6 to the face. We were talking a lot about that.
I was just thinking what the punish was, because it felt like anything he could use on the 4-6, he would just use on FanDuel regardless, and I had the Moonfire to clean it up. So that was my reasoning.
Yeah, it was,
Can't sap it, you just replay it and charge, so.
At the end of that game with the damage, you drew the Azure Drake. Was that sort of like the go-ahead for it, or do you think you would have deviated if
I
you didn't
mean,
draw anything relevant that turn?
I mulched the Drake, so it was already my game plan, because it's a losing matchup. Like, I main Miracle Rogue, and you shouldn't. The only way you lose is if they just kill you before you get your gadgets in out. And so I was thinking that I had like 3 draws to get more damage. So I counted the damage already. I just needed to get like 1 more Druid of the Claw, or 1 more Swipe, or 1 more Feral Rage.
Oh, we forgot about Druid of the Claw,
So,
too.
and I also had Thalnos. So like I had a bunch of draws that I could think of to get me there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I got lucky. That one is lucky.
I mean, you have a lot of draws at the end. To me, the big one is attacking with the Azure Drake into face. I'm sorry, with the Druid of the Claw into face on turn 5.
I thought it was the mulch, because
That's a big one, too.
Yeah, the mulch.
Because it saved me a lot of damage, right?
Yeah,
mulch was very good
obviously
there.
you have to mulch there if you
But
once
I
you're
had to
committed to the
commit
face
in
line.
that second. It's like, do I mulch this or do I swipe this or Feral Rage it?
Against the Pirate game on...
That's scary, man. It's so scary. I was like, oh my god, if I lose this, I'm gonna get reverse swept because that destroys Rogue. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
destroys it. So.
The shaman, the big one is against the Frothing Berserker. You chose to Hero Power and then Wrath.
Was I wrong?
Well, I don't know. I want to ask you. That's what I want to know your thoughts is all.
I don't know either. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I could have won that game knowing his hand was just 12 damage. Like his Heroic Strike, and the Mortal Strike. I'm not sure I could have stabilized enough. If I had to, I didn't know I was going to top deck another Swipe.
Sure.
And I felt like Swipe was a bigger swing card because I needed a way to deal with Frothing Berserker cleanly. Oh, no, that was the Frothing Berserker. I'm not sure. I don't remember what I was trying to play around. But in that moment, it felt like it was cleaner. But I guess not.
It does help versus Salcy deckhands. Like, if that's his reload, you have a strong answer to it.
Was it wrong? I'm asking you.
I don't know if it's wrong. I personally would have gone for the Swipe and Coin Living Roots.
Okay.
Yeah, you would have saved maybe
2 damage, yeah.
2 damage, of course,
I would
of
have
the game.
saved
But,
one-
well, you won in
one
the
each.
immediate, and then one because of the patches is dead.
Oh, yeah.
So it's only 2 damage.
So it's 2 damage, 5 when Druid
I
of the
would've-
Claw
I would've
stabilized.
been alive.
He kills the Druid of the Claw, then kills you the next turn.
Yeah,
so you would have
you
still
would
died.
still lose the game, but
But maybe I get Feral Rage or something.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
or maybe you would get Kuhn and
The Coon and gain 10 armor. How often have you used Coon to gain 10 armor?
Always, man. It's
Always.
too much aggro,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You're just like, what do I do? Okay,
Too
I
much
guess I
aggro.
just,
This is
yeah.
that's not a real thing. There's never too much aggro.
Do you think Patches the Pirate is healthy for the metagame?
No. I mean, people are going to just draw it in their opener and they're going to lose the game because of it. And it's going to, I mean, I don't think games should be decided on that, 1. And 2, it's like, it's too good not to put in the deck. It's like old Yaxaron. It was like too good not to run it, but it's kind of silly. I don't know. I'm not a fan, but I don't know. This is my first season playing Constructed in a long, long time.
I think it looked really strong. I mean, you
Yeah.
mentioned you put a lot of effort into this particular event.
I mean, I found out it was coming like 6 days ago, and that's the first time I played Constructed. I was like, oh, I'm going? All right. That's all I'm going to do is play Constructed. So
Worked out well,
I tried my
3-1.
best. Thank you.
Can't get much better than that. So you're going to be facing Savitz in the winners match.
Oh, dear. He went 3-0, so scary.
Do you think the decks are in your favor?
No, probably not. I don't know. We only got to see one of his decks because he
Yeah.
went 3-0. So, I mean, I know his Reno list pretty well now, but
At the same,
Savitz has always been really good, right?
do you? No, I don't want to ask you about your bans or something. I was going to ask you if you were maybe so afraid of the Reno lock because at 3-0 that you'd want to ban it, but you don't have to answer that.
I mean, I think my lists beat Reno lock, so I'm not too scared of that. But
So
I mean,
did
Reno lock
Strife.
can. Yeah.
Yo. A little bit nervous. Hey, I think you put up a good performance, and I think you got the right matchups for it. You have Rogue and
Thank
you have Druid for it. So we'll get our third match underway when we can. I want to thank you guys for joining us. Third match of SeatStory Cup coming up.